There we go, we're recording. All right, so it's a chilly day today, but beautifully sunny. So very deceptive. It looks gorgeous out there, but it's about 1 lonely degree Celsius, but no wind, so that's good. It's going to get warmer as well. It's early afternoon, so I thought I'd get out for a couple of hours, hopefully, and find some good stuff. Explore the very far end of the fairgrounds along those older trees back there where I had that silver spill last year. Hopefully the ground is not frozen. It was last time I checked last week, but we've had one really nice mild day since then, so hopefully that was enough to thaw it out. So here we go. I will do some live digging when I get some good signals, and we'll see you on the first hole. Okay, I've been out for about 30 to 45 minutes and just been digging a lot of trash, bottle caps and pull tabs, and I got about 4 or 5 pennies, maybe 5, 6. We got a fairly decent signal here. It was deep down. I thought it might be something old, and it is. I'll show you here as soon as I get you turned around. So what we got here is, I believe, part of an old lantern. You see the wick adjuster there, it still turns around. It's been a little crushed, but I'm going to take that home and clean it off, see if it's got any words or writing on it, see if I can get some history on it. Fairly interesting find. At least it shows that there's still some old stuff around here. So just thought you'd like to see that, and we'll get you on the next one. Okay, this is a first. This is a first. Now, I knew it was big, I knew it was heavy. I was just going to leave it because I thought it was just a big old hunk of iron. But I kept digging, and under the base of this tree here, oh, I think that's probably a 15, 20-year-old maple. I found this. It looks like a commemorative plaque. I haven't cleaned it off yet. Don't know if I'll be able to see it. Look at that. In memory of Ron Kitchen. In memory of Ron Kitchen. February 23rd, 1920 to April 13th, 2002. This tree was planted probably 2002 in memory of Mr. Ron Kitchen, who I didn't know. So I'm guessing what's happened here is that, 16 years ago, this stone was planted in front of this tree here to commemorate the memory of Ron Kitchen, and these things are usually set in about ground level, grade level. So what's happened is over the years, the grass and whatever has covered over it, and probably would have been forgotten had I not dug it up. So to the Kitchen family, I hope somehow you can see this and know that the stone has been recovered, and I'm going to set it up nice and high here so that hopefully it'll never get buried again. Rest in peace, Ron. Okay, there's the stone replanted. I see some of the parks guys over there working away at something, so I'm going to go and talk to them and see if I can't get them to give this a more permanent setting in the ground, and so this doesn't happen again. But to the Kitchen family, just so you know, here's the tree. Here's the maple tree, nice and tall, nice and strong. So, take care. Yeah, those parks guys are awesome. They said they'd come over and they'd put some screenings or something underneath that stone so it doesn't sink back down. Hopefully I can get in touch with the family so that they can come and, well, number one, have a look, and number two, make it more secure as well. Clean it off a little bit more than I was able to. That's where it is right there, and I'm just digging here and got another really nice signal right down there. It's up in the mid 80s. It's a little bit deeper down, so that's good. Let's see what we got here. Do this with a live dig. Could be nothing, but that kind of a signal. I'm not going to ignore it, that's for sure. Okay, it's out. I think it's out. See, now, where did it go? Sorry, but, oh, it's over there. Right around there somewhere. Let me just zoom in here, because we're going to find this together, no matter what it is. Sorry about all the shaking. Zoom in. Let's see what we got. Oh, and we got a penny. Sure seems louder than a penny, or better than a penny, but I'll take it. Doesn't look particularly old either, but that's okay. That was a clear, solid 84, 85. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, I'm in the old part of the park. You can see the size of these big old oak trees here. They've been around forever. This is near where I found the silver coin spill last year. I'll zoom you out a little bit so you can see more of this. And just dug up something that was giving me a high copper signal. And turns out to be what I think is like a toe plate or heel plate from a shoe. I wore these way back in the day. There might be a little bit of fancy on it there, but not a bad find. That was good, 8 inches down. So there's still old stuff around
Okay,
here.
it was getting to the point where I wasn't going to film anything today. Then this happened.
That, my friends, is a Washington quarter. Don't know what year it is yet. I'm going to put my glasses on and find out. I don't think it's silver, but it might be. Go figure. I mean, I found one other coin today, and it was a Canadian penny. You might already be able to see the date on that. Yeah, of course, it's on this side. But that's a Washington quarter. And, yeah, well, I'll show that in the wrap-up, that's for sure. So the day isn't a total waste. I found a little bit of bling earlier on too. I think it might be silver, but it was near a schoolyard, and you don't pull out a camera, especially a video camera, around a schoolyard. Just not, yeah, just not a good thing to do. But I'll show you that in the wrap-up as well. There you go, Washington quarter.
Well, it's getting close to the end of the week. I don't have much footage. I took a bit of a road trip today. I'm in the extreme south end of Halton region. It's a nice day. It's a little overcast, but warmer than it has been. This is an old park. There's some big old trees and a fair amount of activity over the years. So hopefully it will yield something. I'm going to estimate there's probably about 5 to 7 acres of more or less open field, a playground, and then a wooded area, which might be interesting, so we'll check that out. I got about a good 3 hours, so let's see what we get.
Okay, I'm 5 minutes in. Got a bit of a coin spill here. It's $4 for 5 minutes work. I'll take it. Don't think there's anything else in the hole, but there's 2 toonies. Just check once more here. No, they were pretty much right on the surface too. So that'll add to the total. Let's carry on. Okay, this could quite possibly be a bucket lister here. I just got a glance at this little coin I pulled out of the ground, and if I'm right, that's a mercury dime. That is a mercury dime, and it's silver. And I was smart today. I brought along my little jeweler's glass. I'm all tongue-tied now, but this is a 1944 mercury dime, my first mercury dime ever here in this park, and it was only about 4 inches down. But this is a very good sign, and it's going to be a very good day, and it's in pretty good shape.
It's a beautiful coin. Yes, something to smile about for sure. Well, let's see what we get on the next one. Okay, as you've seen before, this is the way pennies come out of the ground most of the time. Like the older copper pennies, the newer zinc ones, they don't go green like this. So I know this is probably an older penny. It was also fairly deep, about 6 inches. I'm going to look at this with my jeweler's loop, try and get a date off it. You might already see it, and get right back to you. Okay, so I cleaned it off a bit and had a close-up look at it, and you can see right there it's a 1966, which is a good age. It shows me that there's other stuff around here probably, and if it's a dime or a quarter, it's probably silver. So let's keep looking. Okay, this started out to be a rather weak signal, and the reason for that, I think, is because it was so deep in the ground. And because it's so deep, that's why I'm going to have a look at this and film it. Let's see if we get it. Yeah, looks like 1949. 1949 Wheatie. That's a good one. I'll clean that off a bit more when I get home, and yeah, to see what kind of condition that's in. So, good find. 49 Wheatie. Okay, I'm just about done for the day, and I've stumbled, sorry, the lens cover isn't opening here. Okay, I'm just about done for the day. My batteries are almost dead, and I stumbled across what I think is an old homestead. There's old red brick buried in the ground, and I just found an artifact that pretty much proves that this place has some history. I'll show you what I got here. So this right here looks like a lock plate of some kind. It's certainly heavy and probably brass, but my experience is that these things are pretty old. I don't see them around much anymore. Found that about 4 or 5 inches down. So I'll clean that up and see if it says anything on it. But I'm also going to do some research on this site to see what was here before, and I've just touched it, and now it's time to go home, but I'll certainly be coming back here, even though it's close to an hour's drive. But well worth it if I come up with stuff like this, and 1944 Mercury dimes. I'll drive that all day long. So I'll finish up now, and my the next video will probably be the wrap up for the week. Thanks.
Well, happy Friday, everybody, and welcome back to Digging Halton. This is our wrap-up for the week, episode 4. And what I want to start off with is, you saw in the video me discovering that commemorative plaque remembering the life of Mr. Ron Kitchen. And it was right at the base of a nice, beautiful maple tree. And it was about 4 inches down. I didn't bring it home, obviously. I exposed it and set it back on top of the ground there so everybody could see it. And through the miracle of Facebook, I was able to contact Mr. Kitchen's granddaughter, Heather, who's a delightful young lady. They thought that that plaque was gone forever, that someone had taken it, or it was some otherwise just disappeared. So they were delighted to find out that it's still there, and is now rescued. Basically, it probably never would have been found if I hadn't stumbled across it. So I'm very happy about that. That's one of the rewarding things about this hobby, is being able to unite things with people who thought they had lost that item forever. So that's a great feeling. They're visiting, the family is visiting from out of town on Easter, so they're going to visit the site of the plaque and the tree and do a little reminiscing. So that's good. So let's get on with our wrap-up of items for the week. I'm going to turn you around here, and I'm going to go through my spendable coins here first. I've got 2 loonies, 2 toonies, 1 nickel, and 26 pennies, 26 modern pennies. So in total for the year so far, I've got $6.05 this week, $14.75 previous weeks, for a total of $20.80. Working my way towards purchasing or upgrading my detector, so I'll keep you posted on that. Unusual coins, well, I found a 1992 George Washington quarter. It's a little bit rough and stained. I can clean that up, and I guess that will go in my my container of U.S. money, because we go down there a fair bit. Also got a couple of Wheaties. You won't be able to see this probably, but one is a 1949, the other one is a 1937. So fairly old and fairly good condition. It's always nice to find these Wheaties. What else have we got here? Okay, so we'll move on to the relics that I found. A couple of interesting things. You'll see up here the part of a badge from a car, which is in 3 different pieces. I put those together, and I'm assuming that's the logo for Chevy Impala, probably going back to the 60s or early 70s. So I wish I had dug the whole thing up intact, but that's an interesting find. Here's another blank rifle bullet, crimped at the end. This one also goes back to the early 1900s, First World War era. So it's smaller caliber than the ones I had last week. So that's interesting. A couple of 12 gauge shotgun shell ends there. A couple of older things as well. This here, I'm assuming, is the heel plate from a boot or a shoe that they wore back in the day to preserve or save the leather and not have to replace their shoes or boots that often. So that's kind of a cool find. Old iron ring, probably trash anyway. And this item here is cool. Many of you will recognize this as a lantern part, the wick adjustment part for a kerosene lamp. And what I found on here is that there's very distinctive words and very readable, but this device was patented. Well, there were 2 separate patents, and you can read on there. I'll try to zoom in as close as I can, but mid 1850s, so that's kind of cool to get a date on something this old. Not in the greatest condition, but kind of an exciting find nevertheless. Interesting and strange things. Part of a key. Have you seen my tail? Well, who's asking that question? That's Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. That goes under the category of you never know what you're going to find. Another part of a key there. I thought this was silver perhaps, but no, it was found near a schoolyard, so I guess it was a kid's locket, and it's not silver, it's just silver colored metal. This object here, I don't know what it is, it's not really that important. And this here is a square nail, probably from a horseshoe, or intended for a horseshoe. That was found very deep. Just thought I'd pick that out because it's obviously old and kind of an interesting find. What else have we got here? Odds and ends. Nothing really exciting. This here is a runner of some kind. It's quite heavy, probably pure copper, but that signal was amazing. This here is a weight from a tire rim or a wheel rim off a car. It's quite heavy. Of course, it's made out of lead. And yeah, 35 grams. A whole key there, probably a house key. This here is made by Leviton. Leviton, yeah. They make electrical parts. This is for an outdoor plug system. I don't know what that was doing in the ground, but again, strange things that you find. This is an old Dudley lock. Some of you probably had these on your high school lockers back in the day. I know I did.
This one's seen better days. But this was found on the site of an old homestead, and it was getting late in the day when I discovered this place. So I'm definitely going back there. It's now part of a park, so it's fair game for digging. So that's going to be interesting. And I found this at the same place within 5 minutes of that lock. Now this looks like part of a furniture handle or chest plate that attached to something. Not really sure. I thought it was a key plate at one point when I first pulled it out, but as you can see there's no way that a key is going to go through there. So it's some kind of a clasp or decorative piece from either a piece of furniture or a chest. I think this next one's going to be the mystery item for the week. No idea what this is. It seems old to me. Just sometimes you pull something out and get a look at it, and the patina and type of metal and even the weight of it, and you know it's old. So if anybody can identify that for me, I'd really appreciate it. I did a little research, of course, but what criteria do you use for that? I don't know. It looks like it was attached to something made of iron, because iron corrodes quite easily, and that's all corroded there at the back. But the item itself, which almost looks like a key or a handle of some kind, is made of brass or bronze. So that's kind of interesting. So, mystery item of the week. Now we're getting down to the special find of the week, and I think this is one of the best finds I've ever had, actually. And it's this really beautiful mercury dime, US 10 cents. And just look at the detail on that coin. It's beautiful. 1944. I remember as a kid having a mercury dime and thinking back then, over 50 years ago, that it was just a really beautifully designed coin. Very attractive, and one of the nicest coins, I think, minted. So that'll go in my collection for sure. Value is probably between $5 and $10, depending on who's grading the quality of it, but it's not about that. It's just about filling up another spot. Yeah, an item that I've never found before, so really got excited about that. So don't forget about our giveaway on April 15th. I'm going to be randomly selecting one of my subscribers to win the following item. This is a complete set of Centennial coins from Canada, 1967, all mint condition as they were sent out by the mint. Not intended for circulation, but intended for collections. You'll see that beautiful silver dollar there with the flying Canada goose. Just love these coins, and they'll go to one lucky winner, one lucky subscriber, I should emphasize, on April 15th. So subscribe if you haven't. Share the YouTube channel with other people you might think would be interested. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.